Hello, it's AliMECH. In today's video, we will be fixing a common problem with used car. When you change the gear shifter, you will feel the engine moves and not part of the car. Even it will give you a lag of response. So this will happen every time you change the gear shifter to drive or reverse position. If we grab the engine from back and front and wiggle it back and forth, we can see the engine moving and not supposed to be like this. It might look like a big problem and fixing it will be expensive, but I will show you can fix it at home with one single 18mm hand tool. The engine being mounted on the subframe and car's body with 3 engine mounts made from rubber to dampen the vibration of the engine. But when one of the engine's mounts broke, this will happen. The engine wiggles every time there's a force, whether if you change the gear shifter or checking by hand like this. If you have this problem, better to fix it and change the broken engine mount as soon as possible. Otherwise, that engine moving will damage other engine mounts. But that is not the big problem yet. The big problem is it will damage these AC hoses from here. It will loosen them up and leaking refrigerant. So the problem in this case is the rear engine mount is broken. That's why engine moving back to forth easily. Here we have the new one. When it's damaged, most of the time it will break here. So if you go under the car and show you the location of broken engine mount, this is the one we're going to be replacing with the new one. So for replacing this engine mount, the car has to be on a flat level. If you manage to get under the car, then you don't need to jack up the car. So one engine mount at the right side of the engine and the other one at the left side of the engine, and the broken one at the back side of the engine, and that's the one we're going to be replacing. If we remove the backside engine mount, the engine not gonna fall because we have 2 engine mounts that's supporting engine weight. I will be jacking up the car and put it on a jack stand so I can show you better angles with the camera. But you don't have to do this if you manage to get under the car. Otherwise, you can use your car's jack. Just lift the car a bit without lifting the tire. Next, let's jack up the front from the subframe and put it on a jack stand so we can safely and easily walk under the car. When you put the jack stand, make sure to put it under a strong part of the chassis, like here but not here. You can feel it's solid here, and here is for the other side as well. I will lower the jack and push to a side away from our working area. That's for extra safety in case of failing the jack stands. For the tools we can use a ratchet and 18mm socket, or you can use an 18mm box end wrench. Here is the engine mount that we're gonna be replacing. If we move the engine, we can see it's broken and it's moving freely. Alright, let's loosen the bolts and take them out. Now we're gonna loosen the nuts by hand. If it didn't turn, you can just wiggle the engine and it comes out just like this. And we're gonna undo the second bolt just like this and pull the mount out from the side. Alright, here is the broken engine mount. If we pull the center to the side, we can see the rubber not connected to the side anymore, and that is what is called broken engine mount. Here is the new engine mount. We can see the rubber connected to the sides. Let's install it on. The previous engine mount was installed like this, but it has to be like this. This rubber piece has to be underneath, so we're gonna put it like this. Now we're gonna put the bolts on and hand tight them. Next, we can move the engine around and line up the other hole and put the bolt on. You can always move the engine so it centers itself and hand tight it first. That's why I left the first bolt loose. Next, you can just tighten it up with your existing hand tool, or if you have a torque wrench, it will be better. You can torque it down to 87 pound-feet of torque. Next, I will bring the jack in the middle of the subframe and jack up the car again. Removing the jack stands under the car, now we can lower it on the ground. Now if you check the engine, it's not moving like it was before, and that is how to replace torque engine mount on Nissan kicks, and it will be the same from 2019 to 2021 models. Hope you guys found the video useful and learned something new. If it was, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.